Hello, Dad. This is Jay Warren. This is the Dadhood Journey podcast, and today's topic is this: playing with the big boys. Let's do this.
Hi, my name's Niko, and you're listening to my dad, Jay Warren. This is the Dadhood Journey podcast. Thanks for listening. Pretty good. Now can we listen to it?
Yep. All right, Dad. So this weekend I saw a couple of examples of how fun it can be for your kid, as well as just great developmentally and expansively for your kid playing with older kids. So in my specific example, one was there was a birthday party that we went to yesterday, and it was at a park, and all the kids are playing, and that's all same age stuff, and maybe a couple of youngers, but it was mainly same age kids playing. But at this park, we call it the skate park because attached to it is this really amazing skate park with ramps and rails, and there's just kids, teenagers mostly, but some younger kids all skating around, skateboards. There's like BMX trick bikes, all that kind of stuff, and they're just jumping off of everything. And Niko loves going in there. And I don't think there's an age limit on that area, although especially on a Sunday afternoon with as many kids that were in there, it was a little hairy getting in there with all these big kids skating around and falling off of things and jumping off of things. But Niko was all about it, and he wanted to go in there. And he was on his bike, and I said at first, like, you can't go in there because it's for skateboards only, and there's like trick scooters, but I was wrong. There was a BMXer dude in there. He's like, see, that guy's in there, and this dude's like 20 and doing all kinds of crazy like jumps and things. And I said, all right, go for it. And kudos to him. Like, he totally did go for it. He rode around the periphery of things, but, they have these ramps that go up, and they're probably, 3 feet tall, something like that. And what he wanted to do was he would cruise around. He's watching everybody. He's going pretty slow because he does have that tentative side of him of being kind of freaked out by it. But he went in, and he was going along, and he looked to see, like, when his turn, and all the kids there were just great. They're like, oh, my God, this guy's so cool. He's, like, 6 years old and, like, out with us. So they're totally giving him space. They were awesome. But then he just went up the ramp thing and came back down, and he was just so proud of himself. He was the smile on his face when he was in there. It's like, did you see that, Dad? Like, I was in there with the big guys. And it was amazing. And then the second thing that happened about playing with the big boys was Niko and I had some friends over. They're my old friends I've known forever. They have 2 older boys, and had them over for a dinner party. And that's a whole other subject. But the Niko, 6, and playing with their boys was 9 and 11. It was so fun to see. One, basically the kids came in, they started playing, and it wasn't that I didn't see them the whole night, but they totally just amused themselves, and they were playing, and they played really well together. And it wasn't, or have to worry about them like pulling each other's hair out or destroying things. They just played great, and they're all great kids. My friends' kids are just awesome. I love those boys. And Niko was just always wanting to like either impress them or do whatever they were doing. Now, one thing I got them doing is in the backyard, they grabbed a boogie board and was sliding down the dirt hill into the railroad ties. Had to put a kibosh on that, but he totally wanted to do it. And I found him the next day, bring in his next door neighbor friends, the girls who are his age and younger, like, hey, look, like, this is what we can do. I'm like, no, you are not bringing younger kids up there. I mean, nobody's allowed to do that, but definitely not the 3-year-olds climbing up this steep hill and then bombing it on a boogie board. But This was the first time. I mean, the skate park he's done a couple of times, but especially like playing with my friends' kids, it was the first time in a long time I've seen him being the younger of the kids playing together, and it was so like he loved it. I mean, he likes playing with same age obviously, but like with younger kids, he's really good with them, and he likes teaching them, and like they'll 3-year-olds will do their weird 3-year-old things, and he kind of looks at them and just like, wait, what are you doing? And he doesn't get them, but he just enjoys it, which I think is great. But he's just sweet, and he protects them, and he wants to teach them things, all that kind of stuff. But playing with the older boys just expanded him of what he can do, what's possible. It gave him confidence because they were doing like a sword fighting thing, and I mean, the older boys, they weren't going to like rip his head off or anything. They were going gentle, but like he got confident because he's like, I was able to like sword fight with them, and like I did good. Like I totally blocked him a couple of times, So it was so good for his confidence to be with a different peer group, or olders. And so who knows what's going to be coming this week of what he expanded into based on playing with those kids. So if your kids don't have the opportunity to be around older kids too much, seek it out. Play around with it and see if that's something that you can arrange, either play date with some friends that have olders, and see how your kid interacts. I mean, sometimes they might get intimidated by it and not really want to do that, but at least for Niko, I saw, like, even though he might have been a little shy, like say going out on the skate park, he still was there. So kudos to him. He was out there. He was tentative because all these kids are way bigger. They're moving way faster, and I don't think he's registering that they're not looking for him. But he was on the lookout. But just by being in that field, like, he became older. Right? Like he became bigger because he was hanging with the big boys. It was really, really cool to see him in that environment. And then again, it'll be interesting to see like how things change in these next couple of weeks just by that one little interaction. I mean, it already happened where yesterday afternoon he was wanting to bring the younger girls up the hill and bomb it on the boogie board. Thankfully, I was able to kind of sense that's where that was going. I ran out in the backyard. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Down. And they had to climb down the hill. But that kind of evolving them, putting them in environments to grow is definitely something I think we dads do well. And you as a dad, maybe something to look at if you haven't been doing things like that, to see how your kid interacts with it and how it might help them and how it might shift them. So until next episode, guys, take good care of yourself, take good care of your family, and we'll connect on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to that episode. Guess what? My dad just formed a new thing. It's called a Slack group.
What's that?
I don't know. But you can find more about it and join if you go to thedadhoodjourney.com. See you there. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.